is what we call
hater shit.
There is no better term.
Guess she's showing the date. Oh my gosh. More text or emails. What? I guess calls, text message. Oh, I'm gonna try to be quiet. She needs to stop showing all her stuff. What? What is she? What is this? Oh, Jessica. Oh, that was so funny. I don't know why it made me laugh so much in that video. Just like this morning when I told that lady Jessica. Okay. And would be happy to drop off other items, food, etc. Hey Jessica, this is Heather and Xavier. We just wanted to thank you again for your kindness this morning. Not sent. Tap to learn more. My text messages to you are not going through. Not sent. Tap to learn more. Hey, it's Jess. Not sure if you'll get this. I wonder if it's like the internet or something. It's not funny. It's just, I don't know. It's me.
Okay, so just to elaborate, I'm 29 weeks pregnant. Some guy just pulls up right now and unplugs just only the electrical outlet that we're using.
There's millions of other ones.
We're across the street from Zoo Lights. He appears to be some sort of city worker, but he doesn't. He's not using the usual Chicago emblems or logos or even colors.
He's undercover.
The car is painted all white with some black numbers written on the side. It looks very unprofessional.
You would know.
Very curious situation. So anyways, we're continuing on with the day as planned, packing all this
Picking all this
so it's 1 p.m. now. And
look how far she stays from Xavier. She's on the other side of the fucking road. Oh. Oh my gosh, they make me laugh so much sometimes. Instagram cut her off right before she was about to cuss. Oh, and then you just see Xavier. He's on the other side of their road. Heather's like, I am not with you.
I've been up since 6 a.m. ready to go.
Oh my god. And it's so aggravating because look, there's a sidewalk right there. And he's not using the sidewalk. They never use the sidewalk. Like, use the damn sidewalk.
Dealing with this. Unfucking believable. This is a problem. So now I'm heading to Northwestern to have Dr. Jensen fax over the order that she gave me handwritten to Quest that says it's a vaginal swab when she's requesting fibroid something to see if it's a genetic marker and several other supposed maternity panels. We were going to go to St. Joe, but we have to go this direction to get to the Metro, and I still have to do laundry today. All of our blankets are soaked, and I have no more pants. I'm irritated. I'm too pregnant.
She's like, I needed a fucking break from Xavier, so I went across the street.
I'm too tired.
Ooh. 3:32 p.m. All day calling doctors' offices and trying to get to the laundromat and out to the kids on the train to bring them snacks and goodies. I'm already exhausted and ready for bed. Been up since 6 a.m. and exhausted. Yeah. Okay. I know. I'm up like 5:30 every day. Okay, girl. You know how much stuff I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it. Okay. You could never do the things that most of us moms have to do.
Station.
5th lab appointment that says my OB has sent the wrong lab order or no lab order at all. Second trimester at NMH. Also brought it to First Community in St. Joseph's along with my own primary care physician. I would like to file a lawsuit, please. If I had $1 for every time I should have filed a lawsuit, I would be loaded.
Innovative procedures. Visit avitahealth.org/ortho.
I've called them like 6 times today.
Okay, thank you for holding.
I have not eaten yet today. I'm hungry. That's what I had at breakfast on my phone. You guys saw it.
Treat everyone from
But
kids
it's now 5
to
o'clock and
weekend
I'm
warriors
pregnant and hungry
and pro
again.
athletes.
And I've been trying to make it to the kids for the last 3 days, and there's been one thing after another, and that's where my responsibility is. But I'm here at the lab for
I think I just need to go to bed. Because I'm thinking, what was that song? Oh, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Oh, Heather. I don't know why. I think it's because earlier she said something about the train and it's Christmas time. So what did she get them? Did she get them something? And I didn't see anything yet.
the 6th time in a row trying to have my second trimester maternity labs drawn so that I can continue following up with my pregnancy before the baby's born. Wouldn't it be wild if I just kept on coming here once a week and they kept on lying and saying that they'd send the orders, but when I arrived they weren't here and then my baby was born?
Visit avitahealth.org.
No, you're so stupid. Like, that's literally your plan. She's flying under the radar. Like, bitch, you're pregnant for 9 months. You're sitting there, you can only dodge that bullet for so long. They're gonna pick up on, yeah, so we never got this from her, or she, like, if they feel some type of way, even if they have, like, an inkling feeling, I'm pretty sure they're allowed to test you and the baby. Some places do that automatically. It doesn't even matter. December 4th, 2023. All day waiting for lab orders after the ones I was given were rejected. Still have them in my bag. Annoyed. Oh, I hope this is a good one. Like, is it worth me watching tonight? Because I need to go to bed, but I'm on a roll. Heather, don't disappoint. Turn that thing off. I can't stand that. If she keeps that on, I'm turning it off. Hi, gracias. Oh, thank you so much.
What's up?
What it do,
just a
boo
bunch
boo?
of the same bullshit.
Now it's really low.
The plan is to go, I know I told you guys I was seeing a new doctor for the pregnancy, and she prescribed me low-dose iron on top of a prenatal with low-dose of iron and baby aspirin, which I feel is more for you need to take that.
I'm going to say what I think, my opinion. Can I turn this up? Because I feel like she's like all of a sudden low. Okay, you need a little bit of extra iron because you're pregnant. We've already talked about this. Or I just tried to. And then you needed the plus extra iron because you were anemic, like was discussed or talked about. And then the baby aspirin, at first I was like, I'm not sure about that. But now I'm wondering if she has to take it, if that has anything to do with her blood. I hope she doesn't have an underlying condition, because that can get very dangerous if she does get blood clots. And she said something about a blood clot. So that's probably why she was giving you baby aspirin. And I guarantee you she's not taking it. And she's not even making these appointments to even really get checked. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Like if you are getting a blood clot,
See, man.
or things of that nature, which I have felt like I might be getting before, especially when I was driving a lot. But
I know, but this is the thing, before you even talk, is this is not the first time this has been a problem. Like, you can tell. This is probably what's wrong with her. Like, why she's so, like, inflamed and swollen. The doctor wouldn't give it to her or prescribe it to her if she didn't think she needed it. Because I wasn't prescribed that whenever I was pregnant. Like, I don't know if I was ever prescribed. Like, that, she gave it to her for a reason.
Here's the thing. I didn't tell Dr. Jenkins anything about that. I swear to God I did not. So I was really
Fucking
just...
test,
I don't know.
dumbass.
And then she gave me lab work, and I took it to
Idiot.
4 different labs, including Northwestern. Northwestern is a forward-thinking hospital. They have every test that they make. You know, if it's a real test, Northwestern will have it. And the lady's like, well, this is a vaginal specimen collection test. At Northwestern, I'm like, why would Dr. Jenkins give me that? You know, and I have a primary care physician. If I was going to go for treatment for blood clots, they're not bad enough that I need them. They massage out. And as long as I stay active, you know,
What?
and I move around, like, and walk, like, at least a couple of blocks every day.
Okay, maybe I'm saying. I was about to say, my uncle has a blood clot, and if it in his leg, and if that thing builds up, like, he's almost died a couple of times. Like, you can't play with that shit. And he's a pretty active fella. You know what I'm saying? You know, hippie surfer for dude. So I feel like she either does she not have it that bad, or is she, like, really not that worried about it, or is she that ignorant about it? She does not know how serious it is, because that is some serious shit.
I don't get them, and they don't affect the baby. So how would she even? It's just crazy. Like, she already knew.
They knew everything.
It's just wild. And then, so I have this blood work test order that I've taken to 4 different hospitals. I'm still carrying it with me. I have a new nurse practitioner that I'm establishing care with, just to, like, you know, get another opinion on everything. And I've sent copies of everything to my primary care physician, who I've been seeing for like 10 years. But it's like, even addressing all of these issues, what are we doing here? Like, what's the purpose for this tent and, like, this situation? You know, I have a million different connections that have either Airbnb properties or...
I'm sorry. Is she bending down? Like, because so bad I just want to, like, push her forehead up and just push her up. Like it looks like she has no room and she's, like, bending down. We know that tent's huge, so I wonder if she's cold. She's wearing a jacket. I'm sorry. That's just crazy to me.
Our real estate agents or whatever.
What if she was just like in someone's backyard this whole time?
Meaning, why am I outside in a tent? Like, I wake up every morning, you guys, and I swear to God, the first thing on my mind is, are the kids okay? Text the kids. And then I grab my phone, no matter what time it is, if it's 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., if it's around the time they're going to get up for school, I send them their good morning text, because I never want any of my kids to, like, look at their phone for approval, acceptance,
is she laying
attention
down
from anyone and not get it.
Tripping right
like,
now.
that's all I think about. Like, it's your boyfriend and girlfriend's job to text you and vice versa in the morning and set the tone for the day, in my opinion. Like, set your person up here. Like, let them know that you intend to have a good day and that you would like them to have a good day too. Like, that's my intention for texting them. Know that your mother loves you. Know that your mother woke up and is alive this morning. Know that your mother, you know, misses you and wants you to have a great day. I want them to walk into their day, like, knowing that every day. You know, I just feel like that little boost of confidence to have someone that you know is going to call you. Is this fading yet?
Shut the fuck up.
Or that cares if you have...
She's like, is this fading yet? Like, she wants it to fade. Whatever. Bitch, cover that bitch out. You know, you could have had that thing covered up. Don't even start with me. Is it fading yet? Yeah, stop fucking showing us it all the time.
You know, a good day or not. Like, that, not all children have that. That's love. That's an example of love. So I try to, in this space of physical distance and emotional disconnect at times. I try to just use technology, FaceTime video, Snapchat. You guys know I don't even have service on my phone, so I'm always Wi-Fi connected. Snapchat video I haven't used in like a month or two with them. Someone deleted it off my phone, and then I downloaded it again, or maybe more than a month or two. Maybe it's been a while, but Snapchat is an excellent marketing tool, especially for local business. If
We
you
keep
guys,
on getting disconnected.
haven't been following that, I posted some stuff about that on the GoPro Solo production page. If you guys are aspiring influencers or small business owners and you haven't tapped into the 5 free channels of social media advertisement, I talk a lot about those channels on the GoPro Solo production page.
About tap out.
So you guys can follow that page. But yeah, it's just in one night, I have like 10 things to document. Do you guys want to hear them?
Oh,
so
God.
Last night we got here and we're back in Lincoln Park again because I began having contractions when I was on my way to do laundry. So I went to Target on Division and got some Tide Pods, a bunch of them. And then I got some more socks since they stole my socks overnight while we were here somehow. And then we began walking toward...
I would just like to point out that you just said someone stole your socks overnight. But before you said someone stole 6 pairs of socks within a week.
At the laundromat, as if it's not enough that I have all my belongings and clothes and shit on this cart, Xavier then gets gifted a fucking piano. And I have to encourage him. You know, he's doing fine art and he's also doing his music and he can also help me.
Dude, if y'all that Starbucks, when you could just hear him and that guy and Starbucks, it was the most funniest thing.
With like sound effects and jingles and shit like that for GoPro Solo. So I have to encourage him, but we have no fucking where. We have nowhere. We're walking down the street here. It's right here. I'll show you guys. It's massive.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
And it's heavy.
Oh, heck
and it's a nice one. You know?
Huge.
So
that's huge.
We're walking down the street and we have all of our bags. When I'm cold. We have all of our bags and shit. And they're like, I keep all of our clothes because the luggage gets wet and then the clothes get yucky. So we don't really carry luggages anymore. I think he has 1 luggage. The rest that we use are like those extra large plastic, not garbage bag material, not Marshall's bag material. It's like extra durable. It's like almost like a tarp. It's this extra large bag from Target. They only cost $5. You guys know Target has come in clutch at every step in this life. But we put all our clothes in there, and then I have a laundry bag that's like felt lined that I wash with the dirty laundry for our sleeping bags, and our pillow, my pillow, and the neck pillow, and his yoga mat, yoga blocks. And I use hand sanitizer to clean the inside of the tent, or Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes. And I do laundry weekly, every like 5 to 9 days, depending on need, at the laundromat. And usually I go do laundry once when we're not going to see the kids, and once on our way to see the kids, and then one time hit or miss. It could be when we're seeing the kids. It could be in the week off when we're seeing the kids. So it's usually 3 to 4 times a month I'm doing laundry. If we have a lot of weather, it's more frequently than that, so it's expensive and annoying. So we didn't get to the laundromat last night, but we get back here after grabbing food at Lou Malnati's. It was fucking delicious, by the way. We had chicken fettuccine Alfredo and a salad, a house salad. It's not like the most glamorous Italian restaurant that there is. Like, it's not, you know, a competitive Italian restaurant. Like, you're not going there and saying, oh my God, I was to die for these designer dishes, just delicious. It's like what my mom would make, you know? It's like home cooking Italian food, and it's good, and it makes me feel better. And so we split a chicken fettuccine Alfredo, delicious. And this is my first time sitting down to eat like a normal meal in a while, you know? Usually he's like holding me here in the fucking tent and bringing the food here. And I don't know. They say that they're trying to like get shit together and like get a plan together for how to help me have an apartment, you know, in the next few weeks, and that keeping me in one location so that there's no weird allegations or questions or confusion is like what they're trying to do. But they also know that I drop off groceries to my children every month. And supposedly there's some hearsay from numerous people in the community that have said that the community has gotten together an apartment before for me. Heather Gillespie is my name, in case you don't know. Some people call me Coco. Not Coco the Savage and not Coco the Trans. Coco Chanel YSL.
The trans.
But yeah, it's like, it's crazy because I do all of this preparation and cleaning and organization and being proactive, calling 311 for shelter. They closed my case again overnight, and I filed a formal complaint yesterday. These are not just civil rights issues, you guys. These are like corruption issues. You can't lock a person outside of shelter in Chicago. It's winter. It's just wild, you guys. It's crazy. So we get back to this spot in Lincoln Park, and we met one sponsor yesterday, or a potential sponsor, a friend, for the first time. Her name is Jessica. She works for Redfin. So if you guys are looking for any real estate, she handles sales as well as rentals. And she's going to work with Xavier's father, or we gave Xavier's father her card to begin working with her to get us the apartment. I followed her on here. If you guys, like I said, are local to Chicago and you're looking for a rental property or a house to purchase or condo to purchase, DM me and I'll send you her info. She was really sweet and understanding and positive to work with. So we kind of went over the situation, what we're looking for, what we need. The big kids, you know, the baby. We need a functional space for not that much money that I can use in an economy way. So like, I need to be able
I wish I could have heard and seen that.
to put a bed for the baby, maybe a futon. I need either a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, or even a studio if it comes down to that, to accommodate anywhere from 3 to 6 people in a way that's comfortable. So it's giving me an opportunity to stage my own place. And that's one of the services that we're also offering through GoPro Solo. So there's just been a lot in the last 24 hours. The meeting with the real estate, I showed her Xavier's fine art for curation. And there are some new concepts coming up for artists where you don't even need to sell your art. You can rent your pieces of art, unique custom pieces for staging in spaces. And then when the property begins to, you know, have open houses and seek interest, the property doubles as a sort of art gallery. So you can rent your art pieces to your real estate agent for like 30 days, have them do all their open houses during that staged, curated 30 days with your fine art there. And then at the end of the 30 days, take bids, do a flat bottom price, lowest offer acceptance. There's just a lot of business opportunity and opportunity for collaboration to make money. And I'm excited that we met this woman yesterday. She's a real estate agent. I think it's going to be a good opportunity. And I think that if there are any more real estate agents or event planners, party planners.
That's so funny. Like, out of all people, she's a realtor. Sorry, that's not nice. And Heather wants a house so bad. Gosh, can you imagine? This lady's gonna have to change her damn number.
Event space decorators, curators, even people who work in like catering. We can all, collaborate with each other. That doesn't mean that there's going to be paid work for every single person you know at every gig. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of staffing, part of the lessons I learned in staffing are that you take the budget and then you staff the minimum number of positions that you need so that you can really, and when I say minimum number of positions, I mean to get the job done, not just adequately, but in a way that is beautiful. You don't understaff so that you can overpay, but you pay as much as humanly possible for the lowest amount of staff, so that each job is a valuable job. And if you're getting a quantity and frequency that are very high in bookings, you can afford to pay, like a team. So that's the type of collaboration I'm looking for. We have all of his art posted on the GoPro solo page, and that's what I keep trying to show people. There are a million different ways that we can be beneficial other than to be laying down in this tent. And this is the part where law enforcement and the authority needs to come in. Law enforcement and the authority need to come in not to be collaborators in my real estate projects, because that's not their job. What is your lane? If someone is fucking with us, that would be law enforcement's job, right? If I'm telling law enforcement, I've been in a tent for...
Ain't nobody said nothing about no police want to be in your fucking little playtime shit, Heather. Nobody wants to be involved in that. It's okay.
12 months nearly in February. If we make it to February, which I can't because I'm delivering in February, it would be a full year that we would be in this tent. Thank you so much, Miss Michaela. We just received a $25 gift card to Walgreens from Michaela. That is so clutch. Thank you so much. Thank you.
How she did that? Wow. Okay.
But yeah, so there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of shit going on. I'm just super eager for everyone to come together in a way that's united for resolutions, and very eager to go see my kids, drop them off some groceries. Does anyone have any experience with Amazon delivering food to the house but being permitted to pay with a link card? Has anyone ever actually done that before? It's a far walk, and since I was contracting yesterday, we're going to take the metro today. But just for the future, it would be good to know, like, is that real? I've never tried it before. So we're going to go drop off food to the kids this week sometime today, but then I don't know when we'll be back. Sometimes we spend the night out there. Sometimes we don't. Either way, I have to get that done, and that always makes me feel better. Viviana called me yesterday while I'm sitting at Lumalnati's, and she's like, Mom, I'm at the mall. I need $15 on Cash App because I haven't eaten today. I literally just spent the $15 on Tide Pods at Target, because you guys know me. I'm like always trying to leave a financial trail of where I've been through by using my debit card as opposed to cash, just because there's been so much drama. And so I'm like, I have $19 on Cash App. Let me just buy the Tide Pods here. So I put 5, and they were like $23 bucks. I put 5 cash and then spent everything I had on Cash App. And then I go to Lou Malnati's, and like I said, Xavier and I split one dish, and this was our first dinner. You don't see me going out and eating at fine dining spaces anymore. Like, I don't really treat myself, We eat a lot of fast food. I'm not ashamed, but kind of embarrassed to admit I'm a fitness girl. You guys know that. So I'm grateful that I'm not hungry, but this is not what I'm used to. So I was already feeling guilty for going to Lou Malnati's to begin with. And then, of course, as soon as the food gets, sent to the table, my daughter calls me, who I've been having very difficult communication with over the last week or two. Closer to 4 weeks, actually. She started hanging out with her boyfriend every day, every single day. And I'm not getting jealous. It's not that I'm jealous. It's just that I have a really close relationship with my kids.
No, you don't.
They're my friends, and I'm their mom. Because I found that in order to take care of your children's needs, food, money.
Heather, stop. Don't even say stuff like this. This is why people point it out, is because you can't say stuff like that. And no, that is not true. None of it. Stop. As much as you want it to be true, you're not there for them. You have not been there for them for any other needs.
Shelter, clothing, you have to, number one, be able to admit what is lacking in your life to be able to do it. So right now I don't have shelter, so I can't shelter them. However, their uncle,
Why don't you
Fernando, Eric, SpongeBob, shout out to you guys. Their dad, shout out to you, Louis. Xavier helping me with food, shout out to you, Xavier. And the Lolo and the Lala, that's what they call their grandma and grandpa. They hold it down for food and shelter and clothes.
Damn.
And I go out there and bring whatever I can whenever I can. So acknowledging that my kids are my responsibility, because this is my belief system, and that I'm not able to fully provide for them in the way I have the rest of their life, is like heart-wrenching for me. Like, you don't understand. I've said it a million times and I mean it, I would give a fucking limb to be able to be with my children and be supported.
You would give a limb to be with your kids, but you wouldn't take the chance of possibly being on a medication for any mental illness if you have it for your kids. That makes sense, hobo. What the fuck? I've never called her that before, but she makes me so mad. Like, and there's proof. Like, the proof is in the pudding, man. We got the text messages. Like, you told your mom you ain't going to. Like, what? You're such a liar, Heather.
Them without having to rely on anyone else. So I'm very grateful to have that support for them, but I just miss them a lot, and taking care of things on my own and making this monthly or bi-monthly walk out there. Not only does it keep me active this entire pregnancy, I've been walking at least one time a month. The first 3 months, we went out there 3 or 4 times. We went out there like every week, and we had bikes, and we would go biking like 20, 30 miles. I was so active the first trimester, it's not even funny. The second trimester, about the same thing for the first 2 months. We were biking, we were walking. We were both pushing carts. I had a cart and he had a cart. 6 months pregnant is when I got rid of my cart. And we were out there at the hip, and I got rid of my cart and loaded everything. We condensed both of our carts into one cart. But I was pushing 100 to 200 pounds on that cart, back and forth from literally the beach. So whether it was Oak by Xavier's father's or Belmont or wherever, like the beaches coast, all the way to the west suburbs by O'Hare, and like all around. And we would stop. My big kids live in the western suburbs, near O'Hare area, and my youngest child, she's 10. She lives in the northwest side of Chicago. So I have to pass her to get to the burbs where the big kids live. And I mean, it's a lot, you know, and I should have like a really, really great amount of muscle mass built up. As you guys know, I'm a weightlifter, which really excites me because I do plan on going, you know, back to the gym full time after this baby number 4 is born. And I'm literally begging God to please let me be a competitor. I want to compete.
She don't want to even live in a house.
If anyone's been following since my competitor days, 2015 was when I was prepping to compete. I never actually made it to prep. I was on prep diet. I spent thousands on prep training and coaching. And that's when I was kidnapped into the underworld. So work and promoting and making money started taking precedence over going to the gym. And then
where are you now?
Fucked up schedules and just being with the kids, spreading myself between being with the kids and being there for Dylan in prison and doing everything else that I was doing with work. I didn't really have like much time to compete. I would be lucky to get an hour or 2 at the gym, and that's not what I'm.
What you should have done is just took care of your kids. That's what you do first. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stacking on way too much. And fucking obviously Dylan was one of them. It's like she says these things out loud, and it's like, when is she gonna actually realize deep down? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this shit happened whenever he came around, but you are also like a part of the shit. He's a bad dude, but you didn't do some good stuff either, Heather.
I'm used to spending six hours at the gym.
And on top of that, worse than anything, you put him pretty much above your kids. You would have had your kids if you would have just stayed with your kids and stopped messing with that man.
You know, 4 hours at the gym.
And that's because I would use it as a spa as well. So I was doing full wellness, not wellness in the bodybuilding sense, wellness in mental, spiritual, physical. I would spend about an hour stretching and doing yoga. I would spend about 20 minutes teaching myself boxing or some other form of self-defense. I would do every weight group that I needed or that was scheduled. I would do about an hour of cardio, usually stairs or swimming. And then I would go into the locker room and do an hour, half-hour dry sauna, or 10 minutes dry sauna, 10 minutes wet sauna, and then like 40 or 30 minutes in the hot tub.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'd go and shower and blow dry my hair really nicely and do my makeup. And the difference in confidence levels when you're able to do that for yourself versus when you are not. Oh my God, you guys, it's crazy. It doesn't even compare.
Yeah,
you feel like such a fucking peon when you're not taking care of yourself after you know what it feels like to take care of yourself, And then the very first thing I wanted after learning, because I was never a big water drinker. I would drink Crystal Light, no sugar or low sugar. Mix it up in a pitcher, add some little chopped limes and lemons. I would buy my kids Hawaiian Punch, the big, huge 3-gallon bottle that comes in red, purple, orange, and green. I'd buy them that, and I'd get myself Crystal Light in pitchers, and I'd always get a case of water, but it lasted us forever because we weren't a water drinking household. When I started hitting the gym in 2014-15, I completely stopped buying juice. And when my children were babies, and I lived with my ex's parents, we all lived together. They're super traditional Mexicans, so they believe that babies should drink apple juice and milk and water, and they have that in the house, and that's what they always give the kids. So that's all we would always really usually drink, juice, apple juice, milk, and occasionally they would buy Refresco. It was wild. My father-in-law would come home on certain Fridays with 3 Little Caesars, 2 gallons of Cokes, and we were not poor kids, but it was me, my brother-in-laws, my daughter. There was a whole gang of us in the house, and we would throw on boxing or a sporting event or a movie and have all this junk food, and we didn't have soda regularly, so we would be turned up to have a 2-liter of Coke or Manzanita Sol or some shit. That was the shit. Fanta, and that was my first marriage. And then with Orlando,
My first marriage. For a second, I was to Fanta? That's Keenan and Kel. Who loves orange soda? Oh, okay. I wonder. First of all, I wonder if Xavier's in the tent, if he's hearing all this. And for 2, I'm wondering what happened for her to feel she's you could tell she's really reminiscing right now.
was big in the gym. I was oh hell no, I'm not going. But Orlando gave up on the gym quick action. So he would start bringing arancinis, and he's a big guy, he likes to eat. And he would go buy Borinquen and Wingstop and shit and Portillo's. That was his love language. So that's how he would show me love. He'd pick me up from work when we would be arguing, and he'd have a combo from Portillo's with cheese sauce on the side, hot jardinera on the side, a large fry, a Milky Way, and a bouquet of flowers. He did that once. The rest of the time it'd be what do you want? I'll buy you whatever you want. But it was always food, that was the incentive with him. And I cooked a lot too. We always lived together. In all my relationships, I've always cooked a lot.
Together.
Then Orlando and I broke up, and Dylan and I were together for 5 years, but Dylan was in prison the whole time. So it was just me cooking for me and the kids. Oh my God, you guys, I used to cook the most delicious shit. I used to cook every day. And it was healthy and delicious.
Is that why you're
and I was snatched as fuck. And my only concerns were the kids in the house, because Dylan would call for 4 or 5 hours a day, but most of the calls were during the daytime while the kids were in school. And I would talk to him at nighttime. Usually he was on a schedule, so he'd go outside to the gym. He'd call as soon as he got back in from working out. He'd call before they'd call them out for the yard. He'd call as soon as they got back from working out or after a shower. He'd call in the evening time And
I
there was
really
always a
hope
line, they'd like
Xavier ain't
reserve
in there.
spots. And if you wanted like to have sexy phone time, which was
Ew.
like very frequently,
Ew.
you would call at the last available 30-minute phone slot because I would have to put my kids to sleep.
Gross.
I remember one time, you guys are never gonna believe this.
You're a whore.
One time,
I'm so mad.
I was like, I had never masturbated before.
Oh
Never
my
in my life. I didn't know
gosh.
how.
Where
And
is
he, like,
Xavier?
convinced
Where the fuck is Xavier? Xavier, where are you at? Where's he? Bring him back. You need it. You're no. Oh Lord, help us.
me to buy a vibrator. He stayed on the
Ew.
phone with me, and we went to the sex toy store together.
Oh my gosh.
And we were like having this sexy conversation, and I fall asleep and wake up the next morning. The big kids are at school because my ex's dad, Lewis's dad, used to pick them up in the morning. So I'd get up and like stumble out of bed, like, "Are you guys up?" They're like, "Yes." I'm like,
Oh my gosh. How old were your kids, Heather? You didn't even, not only did you not take your kids to school, but you didn't even get up with your kids, get your kids ready, made sure they brushed their teeth and their hair, made sure they ate something, made sure they dressed appropriately with the weather, watched their shoes. Like, you didn't do none of that. What did you do? Like, things are really, really, really coming out. Because at this time, they were pretty young. So that's fucked up that you, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just most definitely am a different type of mom. But there's no way. Like, you're such a piece of shit. You couldn't take them to school and you couldn't even fucking help them get ready. You probably didn't even tell them bye most of the time.
"Your dress," because I laid out their outfits the night before, and they'd put their clothes on, and they'd always be like, "We can't find socks." I'm like, "There's socks right there." It would be so fucking chaotic in the mornings, you guys. That's always been a problem in my household. Someone stealing our socks. You see, still to this day from the fucking tent, these motherfuckers are stealing my socks. It doesn't matter how many socks I buy. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, Alexis woke up because the big kids had already left for school, and the vibrator was like in my bed with me. I had fallen asleep, and she's like, "Mom, what's this?" She was like 4 years old. I'm like, I told her it's a diving stick for the pool. Don't play with it. It's mommy's for when I go swimming. She gave it back and never asked again. Like, it was so embarrassing. But anyways, I would always cook so healthy and like
awkward.
just had such good routine. Even though the shit was chaotic and scary, like not knowing where my next dollar would come from, because I was living rich dad life, not poor dad life. You know, I was making my own money at that time, not living off of a paycheck or a combination of both. I'd get a small paycheck from like a bartending job or whatever, but I was like hustling. I was staffing shows. I was working trade shows. Let me put it this way. When you work as a trade show model, you work through another company and they offer you your budget and give you like the task, and then you staff the position. So I would be staffing the positions. And I would get paid a little higher because I'm the team lead. So I have to like put all this time into like getting the supplies. Sometimes they'd have them delivered to McCormick Place, which was always best. If they were smaller promos, like brand ambassador jobs, you have to fucking carry your own table and shit. Like, what a pain ass. But McCormick Place gigs, they send everything directly to the office. So you don't really need a car. That's why trade show modeling is an excellent option. But like I would prepare meals. Someone's screaming outside. I would prepare meals, go work these trade shows, and then like try to live my life as stably as possible and feel this tremendous amount of anxiety over where my next payment was going to come from. And I don't mean payment like sponsorship. I mean like what job, what gig, how was I going to pay this next round of bills, you know? And there were months that there was no way. There was no way. So I was on and off of Link. You know, there were years when I didn't have it at all, and then there were years when I needed it for a few months. But that was the most amount of instability that I had in my life, was like not knowing how or where the next money would come from. But I was working a million different jobs and like gigs and shit.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I'm doing a live.
Yeah, I knew his motherfucking ass wasn't in there with all that talking he was doing. Reminiscing and shit.
Oh my God, guys. Yeah, I told you guys this already. I would make my go-to dishes would be turkey chili, super healthy, high.
Like, it's so funny how she was just saying how she wouldn't know where she would get her next dollar from. And then she turns around and says how many jobs she had. Like, what? Like, she contradicts herself all the time.
Protein and high fiber. And the kids would like it too, because even if they didn't like beans, which most of the time they would eat them, but even if they didn't like it, it was just like, I would just make like protein pasta, you know, the cavatappi's, the banza ones. I love those banzas, or the shells. And I would combine them all together and make like a chili mac, and that would last us 2 days of dinner. I would make it in the crock pot, and I would make like a chicken bake, like chicken with broccoli and white rice. Oh my God, so good. Throw a little cheese on top. And that would last us like a day or two, you know? Or I would make like a big thing of just random shit. Like I'd do a line of frozen broccoli, a line of black beans, and a line of like the 3-pound Jenny-O ground turkey. I'd make that, or ground sirloin. I'd make that. And then I'd use it for a variety of shit. I'd make a bowl for myself, or tacos for the kids with the meat, and just heat up tortillas. I ate a lot of scrambled eggs. I fed my kids well, and I ate well, and we switched to nothing but water, and I stopped buying juice, and I was never a purchaser of soda, really. So I was in the best shape of my life. And then I started staying up, you know, for work on Friday and Saturday nights, and because I would be awake for so long, I would not be hungry. Oh my God, you guys, I had lean muscle mass built up, and I was losing fat like it was my job. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Those were the good old days. People are always like, it's not about who you were, it's about who you are. Motherfucker, I have always been a boss. Fuck do you mean? Every single experience I've gone through in life, I've taken everything I've learned and elevated myself. So how do you explain this tent situation? You know? And that's the confusion part for me.
You said you didn't learn anything. That's probably why you're still in the tent, Heather. You haven't learned anything. And it's been 4 years, you say, but you have not been homeless for 4 years.
That's where I don't understand. So the last 24 hours, some fucking random ass lady comes to where we're at. Hold on, I need to find my charger. Babe.
Yes.
I need that double insert that has the one that, the other end of my iPhone,
You don't already have it?
No, not the regular USB, the micro USB.
Okay, I'll get it.
Okay. Yeah, some fucking weird ass lady. She sounds like she's slurring her speech, could be drunk. It's a Sunday. We're at Lincoln Park. This is a great social justice point that I'd like to make for you guys as well. This bitch is like screaming and slurring. I'm in a dead coma. I'm asleep. It's like midnight at this point. I was having contractions all day. We were walking all over. I was crying. I was up. I was down. My emotions were everywhere. I'm in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Can you give me a fucking break? Like, seriously. She rips out the extension cord because we're like laying right next to an electrical outlet in a field.
Oh, God.
And we need it to keep warm. I have borderline anemia, so I lose feeling in my limbs, and we don't even have blankets because everything got soaked and muddy and whatever. So she rips out the extension cord and starts screaming at the top of her lungs. You guys, I jump up I'm sleeping like on my yoga mat right here. I have my head on my little pillow right here, and like I surround myself with my bags so that in case one kicks the wall, me and my baby are protected. And thank you. And she's like, fuck you, get your fucking cord. I pay rent here, bitch. You pay rent at the zoo? Are you a fucking bear?
A zoo? Y'all are staying at the zoo. That's so funny. Like, where are y'all staying? I guess I have to see this setup of a zoo, because I don't know.
Fuck, are you a fucking peacock, bitch? What the fuck do you mean? We are at Lincoln Park Zoo. You do not pay rent here. That's number one. Number two, even if you do pay rent here, we are sitting across from zoo lights. Who knows? Raise your hand. Hit the heart button if you know what zoo lights is. Zoo lights, Chicago. Thank you, babe.
Freezing cold.
Zoo lights. How much electricity are they using? It's a free zoo. This is a zoo that does not charge admission, people.
Oh, that's cool.
If you've not been down to Lincoln Park Zoo Lights, it is a beautiful time. We haven't gone this year, but oh my God, it's gorgeous.
It's actually zoo.
Thank you, babe. Such a good time. But this lady, it's midnight. Zoo Lights is turned on all night long. And she just scared the fuck out of me out of sleep. Xavier's like, fuck you. I'm like, Xavier, shut up. She's like, I'm an emergency room nurse. And I don't like that I have to pay. She goes, I wish I could live in a tent. I said, hold on. Can we find someone? I sometimes feel like they're keeping me out here because they can't find someone else who, can be effective in the way that I can and whatever they've got me doing. This bitch just volunteered. She said she wishes she could be the one laying in a field in a tent. Someone please find this bitch.
Heather's like, sorry, you can't do it like me. Only I can be homeless in a tent and pull it off.
Bring her back. Xavier and I will be the emergency room nurse. I will take over payments on her apartment. Not a problem. I worked at Northwestern for many, many years. Not a fucking problem, bitch. Run it.
Not a
deal.
fucking nurse.
Right? She starts getting into it with Xavier, trying to like fight him. Xavier wakes me up. Xavier's not confrontational. Xavier.
Look, let me tell you something, girl. I know you're pregnant, but you need to learn, and it's weird to me. Sometimes big girls are like that, though. I mean, not whenever I say big girls, I mean like she's tall. Like I'm 5'2". She's like what 6'2". Like she's big. So I've always found it strange that she doesn't stick up for herself. Like, if someone's for real messing with a tent, it's a female, but you better get your ass up and fucking, like, protect your stomach, obviously. But you can't let people treat you like that. Like, I don't, especially after being taken advantage of and going through so much stuff, most people get tired of it, and then they get to the point where they're not going to put up with anybody's shit, and people are going to know. So it's kind of weird that she still doesn't stand up for herself.
Would never let me get into a fight. For some reason last night, he says to me, babe, please help me. I take out my mace. I have no energy left.
I take out my mace. I take out my mace. Look, but you can't put Xavier in that spot, though. He can only do so much. You do have to remember he's a male, she's a female. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta, if it's a female, y'all gotta have each other's back out there.
Like, I have no energy left. Normally I'd be like the kind person. I'm one of two people when you wake me up from sleep. Either I'm concerned and like very rational if I've had enough sleep. If I've not had enough sleep, I am like, get the fuck away from me. Like, literally.
I can see that.
I need sleep. I need food. I need sleep. I was a combination of both. So I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop talking to her. Who cares? She's like, I'm calling 911. Good luck, bitch. I've been calling 911 several times a day, every day, looking for shelter assistance. They never come.
No, you said.
Good luck.
You said.
I didn't say that. I'm just telling you. Everyone knows. Don't interrupt my lives because you always do some fuck shit and fuck.
Oh no! Shut up, Heather. Don't tell him to shut up. You shut up. She's so mean to him. Let him speak. You don't want him to say the truth.
You said, do you have a job? And she said yes.
I already mentioned that.
She's hiring.
So, what are you talking? Be quiet. Please be quiet, Nietzsche.
She said, please be quiet. She's mad Xavier called her out. You didn't talk about that yet, Heather. When the girls say, you need a job, I'm hiring. Oh, your fiance told your ass out.
Oh, please, for the love of God. You're saying shit that makes no fucking sense. Regardless, this ignorant bitch calls 911 on Xavier, proceeds to get into a fight with him. Xavier would never allow me to argue with a woman or a man. Literally, unless a woman was lunging at him, Xavier would never involve me. Xavier always says, I'm a queen and I don't argue with peasants. And I agree with him. So, I'm so tired. I reach in my purse, I take out my mace, I set it right here. I take out my scissors, I set them right here. I said, Xavier goes, I'm gonna kill this bitch. I said, look, feel free to do what you need to do. Here are the scissors. They're right here. Here is the mace. I need to go back to sleep now. I am fucking tired and in my third trimester of pregnancy, motherfucker. Leave me alone. So that happened. And we're still, how long is this live right now, you guys? And we're still talking, like, literally about the past 12 hours of my life. Yeah, let me jump right into a courtroom and explain to them what's been going on. What the fuck? These are 12 hours. So she leaves, that lady leaves, I fall back asleep. I wake up literally about an hour or two later. You guys, I was in the most excruciating pain I can remember being in this entire pregnancy. It felt to me like, not my baby. My baby was moving around and fine. It felt like someone from the outside was ripping. It felt like I was having what I would imagine a cesarean section without anesthesia to feel like. It literally felt like someone was ripping my abdominal open. Like I was screaming and crying and begging. Like Xavier usually is like, babe, shh, it's okay. Shh. You know, he holds me really close to him like a baby. Shh. Or if he needs to be babied because he's been emotionally overstimulated, then I hold him and I tell him, shh, you know. That's how we get through these cold, like long, lonely nights. And it was not like that last night. He was like sitting on the yoga block in the corner like a straight creep, like rocking back and forth. I'm like, what's happening to my abdomen? Help! I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I grabbed this Gold Bond out of my purse. I have like a little sample bottle of Gold Bond, which is one of the most moisturizing over-the-counter lotions I've ever tried in my life. It has that non-medicated fresh scent, but it's still like super thick, like a medicated lotion. This is not a paid sponsorship, I'm just saying.
Gosh.
But it could be though. So I start squeezing Gold Bond all over my abdomen. It's burning, it's itching, it feels like there's someone ripping it open. I'm like vigorously rubbing my abdomen. I'm freezing cold. By this time, Xavier had already replugged in the electricity, so it's back warm again in the tent. But I'm sleeping in a coat, you know, a thin pair of socks, and then this is the only blankie I have. And I had to hand dry my yoga because it was still wet. So I have no idea what the fuck went on after that. I rubbed my belly. I rubbed myself back to sleep. I've never rubbed my own belly back to sleep. Xavier's always the one rubbing my belly back to sleep, usually, if I wake up, you know. And I wake up another like 2, 3, maybe even 4 times, you guys, in excruciating pain from my hips. Xavier's like, do you want to smoke pot? I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep. Leave me alone. It hurts. It hurts. My hip, my back, my butt. Help. I miss my kids.
Why is she talking
Help.
like that?
Do you think everything's fine?
It's not so pleasant.
That's literally, okay, how I spent my night last night. I have a doctor's appointment today with a nurse practitioner who I'm supposed to be having orders from Dr. Jenkins that she hand gave me and hand wrote. Who the fuck hand writes orders anymore? To complete out at this spot. They sent me a text message saying they were changing my appointment to the 30th. So I'm trying to call them. The office is still closed. I'm trying to have Dr. Jenkins send those lab orders straight to St. Joe's or Northwestern so I could have the blood work out here. We could leave all of our stuff at our storage space in the West Loop, which is like a construction site where the construction workers just don't fuck with our shit. And we wrap it all up in chicken wire and shit and tie it up. And then jump on the Metra to go drop off the groceries to the big kids. And then Xavier came in with a big breakfast. That was my last 12 hours. How have you guys been? What have you been up to? Like, what the fuck? So, okay. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to cut it off there for now. I'll check in with you later and give you some updates on the day. Nobody got stabbed. Nobody got maced. So there were numerous other intrusions to our peace, but
Only if she comes back.
Please don't say shit like that,
Oh my
because then I'm going to
gosh.
start getting nervous. I don't fight. I've never been in a fighter. I've never even pulled the trigger on a mace before.
Xavier said unless she comes back.
I don't want to have to tase a bitch.
Well, you need to learn how to do something, Heather. My
What
God.
the fuck? Shout out to Vivian, Lewis, and Alexis. Mommy loves you so much, you guys. I hope you're having a great day in school. Please call me when you can. I love you. I'll be bringing out some groceries shortly. And the rest of yous have a great day. Talk to you later.